Hello, I'm your host, Cal McLean, and today we have our first guest, Mr. Sevilla. It's great to have you.
I'm glad to be here, I think. See what happens.
Okay, so we're going to be starting from this sauce, go all the way down, same order of wings. Okay, let's get started. How are you with spicy food?
I'm okay. Yeah, it depends on how hot it is, but I usually tolerate a decent amount of spice. A little bit of kick.
So you're gonna get some good challenge out of this.
We'll see.
Okay, so next on, we have the Sriracha Sauce. So, you once said on your visit to the Inspirational Educators podcast that every time you enter your classroom, you feel a little bit nervous. Can you say a source of this nervousness?
I think it's good nervous, but I think that what I was talking about when I was interviewed in that podcast was about the excitement that kind of comes from not knowing how the day's going to go. Instead of, if I'm really bored and I feel like there's nothing new I'm going to see, then it's probably not the job for me. But I think a little bit of that excitement and nervousness is like really an important thing as a teacher. Not that I don't have plans, but more just it's always exciting to see what's going to happen.
Okay, next we're getting into the hotter ones. We have Louisiana style, pain is good. And it's one of the more agreeable sauces.
Good flavor.
Mm-hmm. How sweet.
A little bit of kick.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sneaks up on you. So all of your hobbies seem to be very active, but you have a large interest in movies.
Yes.
So we want your take. What is your favorite movie from this year and also the most disappointing?
Ooh, most disappointing, I know right off the bat. Hellboy.
Hellboy?
I was very looking forward to Hellboy. I love the Guillermo del Toro Hellboys. I was like, hey, excited, they're going to take it to an R rating. It's going to be darker, cool. I went, and that movie's a hot mess. It's a bummer. Don't waste your money or your time. And then best movie of the year. That's a tough one. I liked Roma, which won the Best Picture, which was really cool. But it would have to be probably Avengers. Was that this year, 2019, or was that 18?
I think it was this year.
I'm pretty sure it was this year. So probably Infinity War or Black Panther. Was that 2018? I don't remember.
I think that was 2018.
2018. So yeah, so probably maybe Infinity War.
Yeah.
If that was 2019. If it wasn't, then we'll go with Roma.
Okay. And from there, now we're getting into a more dangerous territory. Remember, there's no shame in hitting.
Oh, I tap often.
Drinking the milk.
In jiu-jitsu, I think I will tap quickly in this realm too.
This is Pain 100.
And the 100.
The name is accurate.
That has more power than the other ones.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. Very aggressive.
Feel a little bit of sweat happening. That one, that's like all four of those together probably aren't as hot as that one, so.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so it's very easy to see that nature is very prominent in your art. From your more solo pieces to your series of robots in nature. But what is it about nature that you find so inspiring and helps you make all these pieces of art?
I think I grew up always outside. We went to go camping a lot. I've always been kind of like outside skateboarding, or I was a Boy Scout as a kid, so I was like backpacking all the time. And then I got into rock climbing pretty young, and I started rock climbing, so I kind of garnered an appreciation for the outdoors that I feel like we're losing more and more. And so when I started making the paintings of the little robots, I had this like imagination of like, the humans have kind of screwed it up and there's no more people left, but the robots that we made that like are obsessed with nature and are actually taking care of it or preserving it and things like that. So that all the robots are kind of like taking care of something, an animal, or they're preserving something inside their body. So yeah, I've always been kind of obsessed with the idea that like we need to take care of our planet and mostly even just selfishly just so we can enjoy it. So yeah, that's kind of what got me kind of excited about that, and that kind of finds its way into my artwork.
Okay, so moving on, this is gonna hit you. Do not underestimate it. This is where things get serious. This is the bomb beyond insanity.
All right, now last one was spicy. That last one was no joke.
So, ever since you were born, you've been moving around a lot, being born on a German military base, I mean, American military base in Germany. Yeah, you're right.
That's good.
And then moving around all over the place, finding yourself in,
That one just hit so hard.
yeah, finding yourself in LA, and then eventually coming here after that. But if you had to choose one food joint out of all the places you've been that you can't have here, which do you miss the most?
I'd have to say probably one of the coolest little spots in LA that I used to go to all the time was a little spot called S&W Cafe. And it was a little cash only spot. Dude, that one was gnarly.
Yeah.
That I really loved going to, and I miss being able to go to it all the time. So that's probably one of my favorites. It's not as fancy. It's like kind of just traditional food, you know, breakfast foods and pancakes and whatever. But there was something about the place that was really cool, and just like I could walk to it, that kind of thing. So that was cool. That one was really hot.
If you thought that was hot, just wait until you eat this one.
Alright,
This is Mad Dog 357, and as the name says, it is 357,000 Scoville.
This is a bad idea.
Yeah, true. Woo!
Alright.
Okay, so you made it through all the wings, all the hot sauces.
That was insane.
Now, as someone who's earned their MFA in studio arts and their BFA in sculpture and new genres, what would you have to say to any new inspiring artist trying to make it in art?
I would say that, so hot. I would say that you have to really think about how you are with regards to creativity. If you wait around for like the creative moment or like an epiphany of like, oh, I'm gonna have this brilliant idea, you probably won't make a lot of art. You're gonna have to do a lot to just be making work all the time. The more you make, even the bad ideas, usually there's nuggets of good ideas in there, and that's kind of how good stuff comes. And also paying attention to the other stuff that you like. You know, like for me, it's nature, you know, my sports and my activities and all this stuff, but it's doing those things that you like hot food, but not that hot.
Whew. Okay, that concludes this episode of Raven Wings. Thank you for coming, Mr. Sevilla. I am mixing up my words because my mouth is on fire.
It's on fire too.
As the first ever guest on this show, immediately cleaning through all the wings, getting through all of it, even though you lacked a bit of confidence. Whew. Persevering through all of them. Thank you for showing up.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.